Hey yo, it's your Uncle Step, bro. And here it is. Saturday night, hadn't made a video, so I'm crash making a video to maintain my weekly video quota. So, what I'm going to talk about? I'm going to talk about being thirsty and the good and the bad of it. Being hungry and the good and the bad of it. There's all kinds of things. I've kind of spoken on this before, but there's there's many different ways to be hungry. Many different ways to be thirsty. Now, we call when you're chasing women too much, nigga, you thirsty. Um, Hunger is about the same way. I usually somebody asked me what's the difference between being hungry and being thirsty, and I said, well, I can go a lot longer with food than without water. So that's about the best way I can explain it. For general speaking, people can use it for anyway. But okay, let's talk about some good hunger. I created a desire for myself last year for after having like 6 months in a row with a vacation every month. That felt wonderful. But and then I had a total of 8 vacations for that year, and I spent $20,000. Didn't have to go into debt. No credit card uses. No nothing. But that's not something I can upkeep every year at my current stage of life. Now, I did that and I had prepared for that a couple years before because I wanted to take at least 6 vacations when I was 40. And I did. I knocked out the first 6 back to back to back, and then I did 2 additional ones later in the year. I had originally thought I was going to spend about $14,000, and I ended up spending 20 because I spent 8,500 on just the trip to Las Vegas, and that is a story in itself. But now I'm 41 and back on my regular vacation kick. But here's the thing: taking a vacation every month felt so good. Um, and trying to go back to a more normal routine, and even 4 vacations a year for most people is not normal. But I'm single with no kids, so I can indulge more than the average person. But um, it's created this feeling of me that I want to feel that again. I want to take a vacation every month. I like to travel. I want to see stuff. Now, had I never experienced that, or had I've never done that, it wouldn't have unlocked that in me. Um, but because I have that hunger, my mind is processing. My mind is thinking of ways that I can keep that going, um, where I can continuously do that. And until I do, I'm having to fall back. And falling back feels uncomfortable because I've already tasted what that's like. So, is that good or is that bad? It's To me, it's more good than bad because what it's gonna do is because I'm not gonna go in debt for it. I do have enough self control to not go in debt, but it has unlocked a desire for me to make more money, become more successful, do more with myself and with my time so that I'm able to do that. And that's going to require work on my part, work that I'm slow to put in. Um, I think I think we all can relate because I know I'm talking to mostly men of how sex can unlock a hunger within us. And that can definitely be bad. Um, Not only that, but every time you try something new, every time you break a barrier, again, it's hard to bring that back. Now, some people have more control over it than others. Me, once I tried it, I was hooked. The first time a woman did anything to me, it was me getting some head, and I was done. As bad as I felt, and I have a video on my I have a song that I wrote, very first song I ever wrote called "Get Your Mouth Away from My Dick," where I'm talking about how guilty I feel and how I'm never gonna let this happen again. But as I was writing that song, and the only thing I could think about was getting some more head. That's how it felt to me. Now, some people don't. Some people have less of an addicting personality than other people, and some people can walk away from certain things. Me, I couldn't, or at least I didn't. My willpower was low. So that has made me stay away from things like drugs and sex and cigarettes or anything else that I could get addicting to get addicted to, because here's my point. I can't miss it if I've never tried it. Like being around weed or being around alcohol or being around cigarettes is not a temptation for me because I've never tried it. And there's some people who like, because peer pressure don't do nothing to me. Because like my thing is, if I'm telling you I don't want to do something and you don't respect that, then you're not for me anyway. And I've always said that at least base level of knowledge and understanding of that. But some people um, can't be around it without it being a temptation for them, particularly if they've tried it before. And this is where you got to be careful. Um, if you want to have a hunger and a thirst for certain things, try it. I mean, if you want to, and I've heard a lot of wealthy people say, if you create a wall of, create like a collage of the things you want in life and look at it, of like a vision board, I think that's what they call it. Um, Instead of taking a cheaper vacation, go to instead of spending like 5 or 6 nights at a your basic place, spend 2 nights at a very expensive place. Um, Test drive your dream car, ride through the neighborhoods of places that you would really want to live, and even just tasting it, even just experiencing it will unlock a hunger a positive hunger that will drive you to be able to rise to the occasion and become the kind of person that can obtain those things in a natural sort of way. And it will at least make you search out a way to be able to become the person to do that. Because um, you can have a desire for something, but if you don't have the knowledge to um, get that certain something, then it's not going to do you any good because you're not going to be able to get it. Um, when I was younger, I I wanted to be rich, but more so than wanting to be rich, I did not want to be poor. It was so uncomfortable growing up and experiencing so many repossessions and evictions, and times where power and lights were cut off, power and water was cut off. So I I didn't. You don't know what you don't know, but I knew I didn't know something. So in these days, you literally have all the information in the world in your hand to find out what you need to accomplish. So I guess to sum everything up, if you see something that you want to experience and you like the effects of that, try it, and you'll develop a hunger for it. If there's something that you see that is adverse, don't give it a shot. Like, stay away from it, because you will probably get hooked on something you don't want to be hooked on. If you can resist temptations that you have never tried, keep it that way as long as possible, and it will keep your hunger in check. Anyway, hope this helps a little bit. Uncle Stepbro out.